Do not be afraid. You are at rest. Fall deeper and deeper. Your soul begins to separate from your body. You begin to feel the warmth of fire. This is the arrival to your final destination. Welcome to eternal damnation. You are now entering hell.
Just like not love that intro. That's just badass. Speaking of which, we also want to we nothing but love but for Werewolves, who have actually been playing in Orlando lately. So if you ever want to catch them outside, they are headlining Shell Shock PTSD awareness and charity events. So that's the name of the event, Shell Shock, I think, right? Do I have that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, granted, this is after Spooky. This is June 3rd, but we'll be definitely pimping it out because, you know, you got to thank those guys for, you know, because they are the Spooky band now. You know,
they give us the music.
Boys.
Yeah.
They let us play the musics, and we appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
It doesn't hurt that we actually really like the music.
It helps.
Yeah, it helps.
I mean, look, folks, let me just be really honest. If we weren't using them for the intro music, we'd probably be using something like this.
Oh, no.
Welcome to the original Spooky.
Original Spooky God, everybody. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Okay, I'll stop.
That's all we got to say about that. But yeah, that's so. There's that, but that's the first PTSD awareness. It's at June 3rd, 5 p.m. Obviously, check out Werewolf Florida on TikTok, Instagram, all over the place, SoundCloud, whatever. $20 tickets, which these days, it's a bargain.
That's cheap.
That's a bargain. You're getting a bargain. But so yes, hi everybody. Hello. We are in the home stretch. We have just a little over less than 2 weeks to Spooky. So it is crunch time. And this is the show where we walk you through the best ways to maximize your time there, the best way to save money, little secrets that the majority of the Spooky crowd doesn't know, and of course, you know, drink and stuff. Yeah. So, producer Rob, hey, how you doing? What you drinking? What you doing? All that good stuff.
Well, before I would just like to say a quick hello to Molly Zombie.
Hello, Molly. Hello, Patricia.
Joe.
Oh, that is Joe.
His mom's tablet. First of all, Joe, thanks for watching, and thank your mom for letting her use your tablet.
She gave you a pass. Yes.
That's boss. Don't look at her browser history. You don't want to know what she's looking at. Anyway.
And Joe, we are looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks, my guy.
In the meantime, I'm doing well. I have you seen the new aqua frescas from I think is it Tropicana Aqua Fresca?
No, Minute Maid.
Minute Maid, thank you. Minute Maid Aqua Fresca. I'm enjoying a strawberry one with a shot of raspberry rum. Pairs very nicely together. It's all sorts of fancy now.
Yeah, I will say that Minute Maid has really been pushing out the ads for the Aqua Fresca line because every time I open them, doesn't matter what it is, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, my email, whatever, there are ads for it everywhere. So the hibiscus, I had a little sip of. It isn't bad, but I'm sure paired with the right thing, it's going to be fantastic. And y'all want to keep
Lime
an eye
is
on
the
this.
best. If I can tell you, the lime is definitely the best.
What is the screaming? I'm hearing the screaming.
Cicada. It's the murder
No,
insect.
that's probably either. Is that me or is that you, Mike? No, it's definitely my house. That's me.
We are not professional in the slightest.
I'm out on my patio, so
Oh,
that's
It's
why
aliens.
you're
It's the
hearing
aliens.
cicadas, whatever.
I'll say it's that big Zeppelin behind you. That's what it is.
The humanity.
The humanity. Me personally, we were at Prometheus Esoterica recently because they just did their open house. Liquid Death, who we're a big fan of, and of course this is not going to work, but they just released some new flavors here. Grim Leafer, which of course I had to. It's, I believe, a tea, an agave tea.
Ooh.
Exactly. So I'm opening it now. So I'm okay.
They're going to go into the tea business.
Yes. Apparently, I mean, they've actually been doing really well. And it's like, I've been saying they really need to come and just be a big sponsor for Spooky. I've been saying that for years.
Hi, Allison. Bye, Allison. You'll catch us on the replay. We won't talk to you now, but although we may throw out a shout out to you just in the middle of the show, just so you have something to look forward to in the middle.
If you have
some vodka in there, you'll be good.
This is good, man. Oh, and fun fact, we're going to get into this later, but you see this gorgeous little mug right here. This is the secret of getting, especially non-alcoholic, really good drinks all weekend at Spooky. We're going to be talking about that in a bit.
Yeah.
So, other than the cicadas on Matt's patio, hey, Matt, how you doing? What are you drinking?
Right now, I am in crunch time for getting shit done for Spooky, so I'm drinking coffee.
Is it good coffee?
This is
That's all we needed.
this one is I get a Italian roast version of the Black Dog from Coffee Shop of Horrors. So that's what that is.
Yeah, that's really cool. How about you, Mike? You're looking pretty quiet over there.
Oh, I'm good. Drinking natty.
I was going to say it's either that or PBR, one of the two.
I know. Unbelievable.
Or Bush.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation. That's after hours, but
I like Bush.
Do you now? Big 70s Bush, perhaps?
I'm talking about
Are you okay, Matt?
That just happened.
Matt, yeah.
My dog Hooper came running in through the screen door and almost fell in the pool.
Okay. Just making sure. It sounded like
That's what that was.
a Zeppelin crash. So.
Yeah. Jesus, man. Hooper, you all right, buddy? Dumbass.
Never a dull moment, you guys. Oh my God.
Live.
Yeah, we're not ready for primetime players, ain't that for sure. So, Rob, have you been watching anything new and interesting?
I did, but I forgot what it was, so it couldn't have been that good.
That's the way I've been lately too. I've been so in the prime, just getting ready for Spooky, finishing costumes. I'll watch stuff and forget.
Actually, I take that back. I am late to the party on this. I didn't watch a movie, but I played a game. And for all video game geeks out there, Resident Evil 4 came out. The remake of Resident Evil 4 came out just a few weeks ago, and that's generally considered, no hyperbole, it's considered one of the best games ever made. The original version back for GameCube, PS2, and they've remade it, or they've enhanced it a couple times, but this was a full-on remake. I didn't play that.
And hello, Frank.
I went back and I played Resident Evil 2, the remake of that, which I had never played before. And that, again, people who were talking that up as one of the best games of the past generation, I'll be damned, they were right. That was so much fun. That was an incredible game. So
that's a high bar.
Yeah, no, it really is. I don't just throw that out because the game I'm playing right now sucks ass. But Resident Evil 2 from last week, oh my God, great. I'm also playing a game called Spiritfarer, and kind of a horror game. Well, not really. It's about death. Basically, you're the new Charon. You're the new boatsman that takes the dead from their little limbo area all the way into the next realm. Really boring game, and my God, depressing as hell, because it's like they're actually making you feel like it's you get emotional because these are people. The developers of the game went to like hospices and talked to people who were on their way to death about regrets, about
It's not dark. Jesus.
and so they take those conversations and they put them into the game, and so like you're helping these characters make the peace with certain elements of their life before you take them over the bridge, etc. So it's boring most of the time, and then it's like a gut punch in between all the boredom. So Resident Evil 2 is more fun, I'll just say that.
Interesting. Yeah, we're gonna have to get Boris on here because I know he plays like nothing but horror games, and I would love to hear some recommendations from him and hear his thoughts on things like that. So we're gonna have to like tap him after the show. So what about Matt? Matt, what about you? I know you're in crunch time. I know you got things going on.
I have not been watching much. I don't think I've watched anything.
Oh, there's Boris.
I don't think I've watched anything other than like reruns of shit just for like background noise type of thing.
I did that with Breaking Bad. The one thing I did watch, rewatch.
When I think of it, I'll say something.
You ever watch one of those movies where everyone recommends you watch it? You watch it, you're like, yeah, I didn't think it was that good. But like then other people you recommend it and you can't remember if you watched it or not. So you've watched it 2 or 3 times, not remembering that you've seen it before. That was Lake Mungo for me. Everyone's going, and Boris and so many people like, oh, you'll love Lake Mungo. Da, da, da. I said, this must have been the 4th time I've seen it, and I'm still not. I don't know what it is, but that's neither here nor there. So that was my horror quota for the week. Wait, what is Con Crunch time? Yes, absolutely. And Lumi, we're gonna get to Lumi as well because I got that sitting over here too. What about you, Mike? I know you've been busy because end of school and whatnot, but
yeah, we watched a documentary about the documentary we watched, Cult. The Cult documentary that we watched.
Heaven's Gate. I talked about that.
Yeah, I know Sabrina talked about it, but yeah, we watched that. And then I've been also with the gaming. I got back into Red Dead Redemption 2, which is actually can be a horror game. Also, it's a amazing game to.
Well, there we go, right there. Yep. You see that, right? Yep.
I kick myself for not sticking with it because they have that tutorial in the first couple hours of the game where they're showing you this is how you do this part of the game. Here's how a gunfight works. Here's how tracking works. I got to the point where you had to use a bow and arrow to hunt a deer.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it. I couldn't get those controls to work. So I just said, fuck it. 2 hours in, I quit playing it.
That game, I mean, that's a game that there's just so much in it that like you could go run through the story relatively fast, but there is just literally years worth of other shit that's hidden in it. And it's wonderful. Like right before we came on, I had to jump into the shower, and then I came and I forgot to save the game, and so I was going through really quick, and I was just going through an area trying to get back to camp. The next thing I know, I get attacked by like these zombies, but they're like people. They hung up like a dead body, makes you stop, and all of a sudden you have these guys that come out of the mud and all that stuff, and like start like chasing after you type deal, and it's like jump scare like no other. Like I'm screaming on the couch because I'm like, what the hell just happened? And all that.
We got a hello from Argentina.
Wow. We are international.
Like
international models.
So yeah, fun game. If you play it, it's a fun one.
All right.
So one thing I will be doing is I know The Last of Us just came out on Steam, I believe.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to play it on PC now. I'm probably gonna once after Spooky, and I have more time.
Yeah, I was like that.
I'll be live streaming that on our Twitch. So
that'll be awesome. And yeah, and as a reminder for those either into horror gaming, tune into our Twitch because one of these jackasses is always playing something. So
I actually had somebody watch the other day. It was an honor. So
so somebody was watching you while okay, no wait, never mind. Oh, and we have a comment in the chat about Matt's tattoo. They were very appreciative of the tattue that you were just showing off.
He was saying he was watching Bela Lugosi, so I was like, oh
yeah, there you go. But yeah, we are actually having the tattoo festival at Spooky this year. I know we really haven't talked about it, but I know it's mentioned. So if you're looking to get some ink at Spooky, I personally recommend
Book
getting it on
now.
Sunday. But anyway, all right. So speaking of
Well, it's
guests,
gonna be. Don't waste your whole day.
yeah, oh no, absolutely. That's why it's like you get it on Sunday. This way you can do all the healing and everything at home. You don't have to worry about bumping it or, yeah, that's personal.
Exactly.
My personal opinion. But as we are getting ready, it is less than 2 weeks to the con, and I'm going to give this over to our producer so he can actually the roll call. Roll call. Look at all these people.
They got some guests, folks. These are the guests.
Woo!
We're going to go through the full list because not everybody's actually even on this. So
yeah,
let's just pull this down.
Oh,
okay, so let's go through the list that we have. And if anyone would like to stop and interject, by all means, please feel free through. But I'm going to go through
tell
this.
Rob to shut up because, you know. Yeah.
I'm going to go through this machine gun style. So we're just going to bam, bam, bam. Machine gun style means.
That's what he said.
Yeah. There you go. That's what Pebble said. Bam, bam. Okay. Anyway.
Next.
All right. So first, Saturday only, Millie Bobby Brown of Stranger Things fame. You will need the special VIP passes to see her. Otherwise, she won't be much more than just a rumor. So, prepare to throw down and, stare from afar.
And I will have the Invecta mugs available as well, so you can get her to sign that.
Which I got. I got one back there.
Yeah, well, get the Vecna mug real quick. Show it off. But yeah, Millie Bobby Brown, obviously she's been in a bunch of different movies lately. But there is a VIP package. I know it's very separate from the majority of the guests. So between her the Q&A and the meet and greet, and it's all on Spooky site. So yeah, check that out. That's badass.
God, whoever made that did a really fucking good job.
This is actually the best one, I was told. Yours won't look quite this good. It'll be really close. But this is
wait till you see the one I'm working on right now. It's gonna be.
Also, have you ever seen Prettier Hands on a Fella? Just throwing that out there.
No, he's got some soft, pretty hands.
I got
so if you ever want to do a handoff with Rob, make sure you do it at the con.
Yeah, that's if you want to touch my hands, that's $2.
And you can say $2. That's a whole other
next.
But anyway.
We have she's kind of old movie talent. She's been around for a long time, but she always has a bit of a place in current culture.
Everything. Yeah.
The actress Lynn Shay, you probably know her from the Insidious movies. You might know her from The Grudge, Critters, or the Farrelly Brothers movies. She likes to show up and show off prosthetic boobs, which are awful.
Yeah, well, and she also did, don't forget the Something About Mary, which she was pretty epic in that.
One of the Farrelly Brothers, that's what I just referred.
I know, but in that particular movie. Yeah.
So she's done quite a bit.
It's actually interesting. Wait, hold on. That's just to make a note. This is her first time at Spooky too.
Yes.
So that's interesting.
Okay. So next we have Heather Matarazzo.
Heather Matarazzo.
Matarazzo. Hey.
Get about it.
You will remember her. She has small roles in a couple of the Scream movies. And Welcome to the Dollhouse.
Small role, but
what?
No, she was Randy's sister. That's not really much of a small role.
She had like 5 minutes of screen time in Scream 3. That's not a big role.
Whatever. So she's part of the Scream franchise. She was in Devil's Advocate. If y'all remember at the beginning in the court case and all that. Her. Yep. Also in Welcome to the Dollhouse, which a lot of people know her for. But the biggest thing is everyone goes on about the Princess Diaries. It's not necessarily horror, but she is an icon for the Princess Diaries.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I'm going for. Well, not Princess Diaries, but Heather Matarazzo. But
all right, next we have Alyssa Sutherland. Saturday and Sunday only. You might know her from Evil Dead Rise, Vikings, The Mist, the recent remake of The Mist, that is. She's been in quite a bit.
The Mist.
Lovely woman, too. Very beautiful. Night of the Living Dead cast. This is the OG Night of the Living Dead. This
Night
is
of the Living Dead that started it all.
The remainders.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Judith Riley, Russ Reiner, Myra Schoen, Judith O'Day. Those are who's left, I guess. So you want to bring your...
Oh, and Boris just chimed in. She was in Hostel 2 as well.
Okay, that was a fine movie.
Some people are the Eli Roth fans, Some people like.
People are a little slow in the head, but that's fine. I'm not going to point and laugh.
Wow.
I mean, I'd point and laugh, but you wouldn't know I'm laughing at you anyway if you like Hostel. That's just, but it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Hey, he's getting brutal tonight. Anyway, all right, yes. So you were saying.
All right, so we have a number of the Terrifier and Terrifier 2 cast.
That's probably going to be a huge draw for a lot of people.
Yeah, no, if you're a big fan of the Terrifier movies, this is, these are the bigger names from the movies. David Howard Thornton, Damien Leone, Amelia McLean. She's only there for Friday and Saturday. Samantha Scafidi, Thomas Rickman, and the composer Paul Wiley. And
you forgot one important part of the Terrifier cast.
Me. Oh yeah, Rick.
Selfie guy
from Terrifier 2 will be there. He charges the least for his photos. In fact,
you can even get a cameo.
I think if you buy a mask, he'll throw one in.
Yeah, but 13X Studios is part of the Spooky family, so of course we got to give him a shout out.
And again, if you like, actually, I will say this. I'm going to jump ahead on the guest list, but there is a Nightmare. There's a Friday the 13th guest as well. We have who was it? C.J. Graham he played Jason in a couple of the later Friday the 13th movies. Maybe you go buy a mask from Rick at 13X Studios. Maybe you get CJ to sign it. Just throwing ideas out there. Or, get a mask before you come. But, either way. AJ just chimed in. She's from my town in New York. We went to the same elementary and middle school.
Oh, really? So that just means you're going to be BFFs and braid each other's hair. That's the rule.
Pretty sweet.
That's pretty sweet.
All right. We've got a couple Godzilla or at least kaiju actors. Guys who wore the suits. I'm going to probably, if you thought I was doing poorly on the names before, well, you ain't seen nothing yet. All are gentlemen, from Japan. So we have Tutsumo Kitagawa. We have Hurricane Ryu, who is also who played a squid in a great movie that you need to check out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And Mizuho Yoshida.
That's better than I would do.
I did pretty darn good with the names. I got to tell you.
I think you did better with those names than some of the others.
I think I did too. I got to tell you,
he's not wrong.
Playing the Yakuza games and the Persona games really helped my Japanese, and they're great games.
Italian sucks.
No, Italian is awful. You know what? I went to Olive Garden a lot. You can't blame me.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
Pass me the ball.
It's me, Mario. Anyway.
All right, so we have a couple actors from the movie The House of Wax. This was the 2000s version with Paris Hilton in it.
Obviously, not the Price version.
Yeah, so John Abrahams and Brian Van Holt are both there. We have several child actors who are in attendance who have now all grown up. We have Butch Patrick, who was Eddie Munster.
Mm-hmm.
We have Danny Lloyd from The Shining, who was also Danny.
Yeah.
Oliver Robbins from Poltergeist.
Mm-hmm.
We have Matt.
I was going to say, you're forgetting a very important one. We just learned recently that we have a famous child actor on our dais. You shake your head all you want.
Plus, I used to be Jamie from Small Wonder. So, we'll just...
Yeah, we are going to...
keep saying it.
I will say it till someone believes it.
You know what? But in After Spooky, we will be putting together a former child actors dais, and it's going to be an awesome show.
Did Alex Vincent get on the list this year? I did not see him.
No, I don't think so.
He'll
just show up.
He just comes with the con. It's just...
He lives in Tampa?
Yeah. I was like, because when they have the Spooky Empire promotional posters, it's like, okay, they'll be setting up on Wednesday and Thursday, roll it out. Oh, there he is. Okay, and just stick him right at his table as usual.
All right, so we have, let's see, a variety of stunt actors, if that's your thing. We have
Unless he's shooting season 3 of Chucky. He could be doing Chucky season 3, so
that's
that
true.
may not be why he's not on.
All right, so we have some stunt actors. We have Tom O'Connell, who is the current Darth Vader. He's the guy in the mask that does the stuff. We have Max Lafayette, who is the Ghostface stuntman from the more recent Scream movies. And we have Bonnie Morgan, who has done Samara in some of the Ring movies, amongst others. And
I would like to see us every time I see a Samara cosplay. It just keeps getting better and better. I've seen ones that come out of the TV, but even Samara cosplayers always tend to be the ones that are so into character. That just makes the experience that much more, because there's a lot of people that Samara creeps out, and so if you're doing Samara, yeah.
This is going back to 2015, but there was a woman, girl, not sure the age, but she was doing Samara. And this is the last time we were at the DoubleTree, where we are back. And there's a great picture of her crawling out of the hot tub.
That's amazing. That's amazing. The commitment to that character is just fantastic.
Yeah, so that was neat.
Yeah, I remember.
So also we mentioned again, I'll mention one more time, C.J. Graham, who played Jason a couple times, also in 13 Fanboy.
Which is a great movie. We highly recommend 13 Fanboy. It's hilarious, and it's a complete love letter to horror conventions. But
yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. All right, so we have a horror or a gross icon, depending on what your view of the trauma movies are. But Lloyd Kaufman will be in attendance. Lloyd is, like I've said before, if you're even a slight fan of the trauma films, excuse me, go see Lloyd.
Mm-hmm.
Lloyd's always
been a spry fella, but he is starting to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, but
so
you want to get like a real piece of horror history. Listen to Lloyd Kaufman. He's seen and been through it all.
And if he's doing a panel, I will just recommend that in advance. So.
Oh yeah, he's got great stories, and he's great to talk with too.
He is, and after everything he's done, he's still like a super down to earth, just funny, genuine guy. I adore him.
Patty Mullen, the star of Frankenhooker, and as we mentioned the first time, probably banged Ric Flair.
For some of you, that might be important,
If you want to know what Ric Flair's dick tastes like, actually, probably can't. I don't know that. I just, like I've said before, she showed up with Ric Flair on TV once as his arm candy. And it was the funniest thing if you ever want to look it up on YouTube, because he starts talking about what a great personality. He's talking about how beautiful she is, because I think she had just been Penthouse Pet of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts talking about how she's a brilliant talker. She's, and she says 3 words in this Staten Island accent, and they just stop her immediately, or she stops immediately. So it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, Patty is fantastic. Now, Patty Mullen is very, very cool.
Yeah, so Staten Island. So anyway, that's a piece of wrestling history. And again, I just assume that if any woman touched Ric Flair, she probably slept with him too. That's not a bold statement. He claims 10,000 women. He claims over that. So just by law of averages, in all likelihood, it happened. All right.
We got there.
Lou Temple. Rob Zombie movie regular. He's, basically, if you've seen any movie after Devil's Rejects and forward, he was in there. He's probably in it.
Yeah.
And then to wrap things up, we have a couple cast members from the indie. It got more attention on social media than I think than it was actually seen. But Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
I need to watch that before the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, it seems like that sort of
I need to watch that.
That B slasher stuff is right up your alley.
I love it.
Yeah, that's 100% you. It bores me personally, but
yeah. So
Angie said it was so awful, it was amazing. So she already watched it.
I've heard the 2 things. I've heard people say it's so bad it's good, and I've just seen some people say it's just bad. So
supposedly it's all practical effects, and that's where it really is good. Is the effects part of it.
Then that's some of the taglines that they should use then, because Lord knows, you don't see that much anymore. I mean, the Rick Bakers, the Tom Savinis, you don't really see them outside of Guillermo del Toro. You don't really see it that much these days.
Well, Sloan seemed to enjoy it, so that's good.
Sloan is like Rick, an overenthused puppy. He likes everything.
Real quick, I'm just kind of going back through the chat, and Joe, you mentioned that you saw Rick in action. I don't know if I want how much in action you saw him, but yeah, I know it was
in action.
That's who you were talking about.
In action, I
don't
know.
No, I'm pretty sure Rick was living the gimmick. I mean, how the guy has racked up 5 divorces, I think, maybe
all
6.
you have to do is look at him, and you can see, he lived the gimmick.
Yeah, no, he did. I've good biographies if you ever want to read about him too. Okay, anyway, and then from Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, we have Craig David Dorset and Amber Doig Thorne.
Yeah.
But there you go. So
one of the things I will say about the guest list, though, is you want to make sure that you keep an eye on Spooky Empire's schedule, especially if you're taking pictures, because there are a couple of, I think CJ Graham is going to be in costume for a photo op. I know the Terrifier is going to be in costume for a photo op. And I read from the fans that there was a bit of lamentation because there was the one with Art the Clown by himself, but there wasn't a fully costumed group photo where he was Art. I'm sure that has something to do with the management and nothing to do with Spooky. But yeah, as far as like whether they're going to be in costume or not, because sometimes they will, sometimes they won't, you definitely want to check the schedule and make sure and keep that as a reminder on your phone.
Yeah, just go to the website, right? The Spooky's website right now. For ticket orders, they have everything right there. They'll explain it far better than we will, and you can even pay for it.
It's all in print. Everything is in print.
It is in print, and don't rely on us because, we're not very reliable.
Get your Vecna mugs.
Get your Vecna mugs. That's important. Those things are badass, man. I think that's honestly the coolest mug I own. But one of the things I will say, there have been a lot of people that we've been keeping an eye on social media. We try to keep our, finger on the pulse of what's going on. I will say that this, yes, and
here's your finger. Here's the pulse. Here's your finger, far removed from the pulse.
That's a Kevin Smith reference. But I will say, if you are coming to Spooky just for the guests, you're missing out on like 80% of the experience. October has become known as the huge mega show. And I've seen a lot of people complaining that the guests aren't all that great. And with all the competition that's going on in Florida now, there are new shows cropping up all over the place. Some of them do have bigger guests, but you don't go to Spooky for the guests. You go to the Spooky for, us.
The family.
We're cool, yo, and it's a perfect time just to get away from like work and the world on fire and all that other shit and be with people of your own kind and hang out and be in that bubble, escaping reality for a few days and loving life.
Exactly.
It really is. And that's why we do it.
Yeah, like Cheryl says, she doesn't know any of the guests. She comes to see all of us.
Exactly.
And we can't wait to see you guys.
Absolutely. Because like you said, if you turn on the news, y'all see how crazy the world's gotten. It's just hurtling through alternate timelines and who knows what the fuck is happening. We pissed off some Americans, some mummy god or something, or opened some tomb, or Jumanji, or whatever the fuck we did. Spooky's the safe place to get away from all that. Think of it that way.
So speaking of the parties, they have announced that there are going to be some theme night parties or themes for the party nights.
I am intrigued by this.
One of them's going to be Mike in a stripper costume.
Yes. Okay. I'm here for it. Yes.
All right, ready? Bring singles.
Yeah, the
Bring
single dollar bills. Dollar bill. Yeah.
Hell, you can bring rolls a quarter. I just need money.
Yeah, I'm going to make it. Trust me, I'm going to make it hail.
Just make it worth my while. If you break my glasses, I just need enough to be able to pay for new ones.
Yeah, but I mean, Rob, I don't know if you have the image.
Yeah, I do. Okay. I got it all.
Well, the first night I want to talk about, because Mike is the host of Pints and Pistons, where I'm all better be following. So he is like the beer aficionado.
And Matt, I'll extend this to you too, since you have a profession in the drinking.
You're a snob, is what he's saying. You're a snob.
I am not, for sure.
Thursday night, we have the pre-show meetup. That's going to be at Miller's Ale House, which is essentially, stumbling
more or less connected to the parking lot. Yeah.
They are going to be giving away Space Dust from Elysian Brewing
Yay.
Yeah.
So the problem is they decided to do it. They got the wrong beer from that company. They make so many more better beers. Space Dust is just their IPA. It's whatever.
I'm not a big IPA fan, but even if they wanted to pick an IPA, there is better ones that they even do.
Yeah, Elysian does some really good stuff, and that's not one of them.
No.
And it's funny, and again, this is, and I apologize if I offend anyone. This is the same free beer they were giving away at the pre-show party for the October show. My only conclusion is they didn't give any of it away, or they didn't give enough of it away.
I mean, the one good thing is, I mean, if you're going for a free pint of beer, if you're able to
stomach,
if you're able to stomach it, it's one of those. Hey, a pint of it will get you a pretty decent buzz going on because it is what is it, Matt?
Probably like 6 or 7.
It's up
Might
there.
be even 8. I'll look it up.
I believe it's almost 8%. So I mean, it's one. Hey, at least you can get a good buzz going from it. But you've got
some people like Spooky Crowd. They're just like, hey, it's free. I'll drink it. You know, fine.
And that's how I am. It's one of those. I'm never gonna turn down a free beer.
Okay, now hold on a second though. But see,
as long as it's cold.
Mike is drinking Natty Ice or Natty Light.
No, yeah, Natty Light. I am not that bad. Okay.
At 8.2.
All right, let me raise the bar. Yes, he is drinking Natty Light. Okay, y'all know how terrible that beer is. If he is telling you this Space Dust beer is not okay,
yeah.
This is why you watch the show.
If you slam it, if you get the free beer, slam it. It's an 8.2, but the problem is the IBUs are 73, and that's really high, so it's super hoppy.
So you basically
I wish they would have gone with
all
the
gone from your mouth.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well,
and you have to do a couple shots of Fireball just to get rid of it.
I think Cheryl, she basically shared her wisdom with us, and it's drink it after a few shots.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's free. Fuck it.
Listen to Mama
and that's
Slam
the thing. It's up there in the IBUs, and that will definitely basically blow the back of your head out type deal with the hop of it, because it is like a hop overload.
That paints quite literally.
Oh no, it's one of those. It seriously takes the happiness out of your mouth. It goes in, you think it's going to be happy, and then everything is gone. And you've never experienced something that's wet, but also makes your mouth so dry.
See, they've got one. They got one called Super Fuzz. It's a blood orange pale ale. See, I would be all over that.
No, it's not. I'd rather taste like red. No, it'll taste like it's gonna taste like cat piss.
Which one?
The
Space Dust? Oh, okay. Let's say, hold on.
See, I was like, this is why y'all watch the show, because we'll tell you the truth.
Dragon's Tooth Imperial Oatmeal Stout at 8.1. Come on,
Imperial Oatmeal Stout is wonderful. We've done that before. It is very good.
Makes me sick. Anyway,
but it is.
Let me get off this website. Sorry.
It is a very.
I'm amused with our producer right now.
Yes, they're up in Ocala, so
there you go. And then
not too far.
Friday night there is the Monster Bash drink specials by Dark Door Spirits. I don't know if we know anything about Dark Door Spirits.
They're close to the back door. Hey!
Anyway, yeah.
Research is on it right now.
Glad you joined. Glad you showed up for it. Hi, Davey. Hello.
Hi, Davey. Perfect timing. But yeah, Monster Bash.
Carl just maybe summed it up.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Or, and because I say this with love, Brian K. Just hand it over to Brian K. He'll just walk around with one all weekend. He'll be happy to drink it.
There you go.
All right, but yeah, Friday night they are doing the Monster Bash. We haven't really got any details just yet on exactly what that means.
Here's the thing. They have announced these theme nights, but they haven't really gone into any details as far as what it all entails. Now, I know we'll talk about the Saturday night. We'll just jump to Saturday night first. Saturday night theme is Saturday Night Mischief featuring DJ Petey Pumpkinity and 2 sets by American Party Machine. So in the spirit of Mischief,
speaking of the truth,
Please refrain from throwing eggs, tomatoes, or anything else. Don't do the.
For those of you that aren't aware, a lot of us that grew up in the Northeast, Mischief Night was a lot different than everywhere else in the country. Basically, that's the night before Halloween. A lot of places call it Devil's Night, but especially in the Northeast, and I'm not sure about the rest of the country, back in the 70s and 80s, it was the night to go out and prank people. So I don't know if there's going to be a bunch of ding-dong ditching in the hotel or whatever, but we are going to refrain from egging Petey. Egging Petey is a bad idea. Shaving cream on cars, also not, yeah. TP, here we go. And since TP is no longer a rare commodity.
See, I'd rather it be TP than shaving cream. Because shaving cream removes the paint from the car too,
and that's exactly my point. That's exactly my point.
It'll do the same
thing.
Soap
up some windows, whatever. But
I'm okay with the TP because at least if it's still clean enough, you can use it.
Just dry it out first.
I love you, Mike.
Anyway, so to revisit what I was saying earlier. No, by all means, please. Whenever you want to talk about toilet paper, I will always take a back seat.
And of course, Sloan has given us 100% cornholio.
Back seat.
You'll always take the back door for TP, huh? Heard.
Okay, so what I was saying.
Get a big
moving along.
Evens. Anyway.
We don't really have more details on what these theme parties are going to be, other than that. That's hold on. I'm getting there. No.
There's a couple of things I want to mention, but please go ahead.
But there's going to be more to it. We actually ran into, I guess, a special bit of entertainment that will be there on Saturday night.
You're jumping ahead. You're jumping ahead.
I'm not really, but go ahead and talk.
Okay. Nobody listen to me. All right. But one of the things is like the band American Party Machine. Like you said, they're going to be performing.
No, some things are going to move over. Okay.
What?
No, some things just moving past. They're better to move past. But okay, go ahead. Let's talk about
Well, this is why we are the fan webcast, because we listen to the concerns and we voice them out loud, We don't know a lot about them. One of our cast Deus members, and I'm not going to say who, was very much not happy because let's just say, in the nicest way possible, they are a very patriotic band. Apparently they have inflatable suits with the American flag, and they were not very impressed that they were going to be playing. But I don't know anything about them.
They're a parody band. That's kind of the thing. I think they're trying to essentially do. They're trying to do Steel Panther.
The only way I would accept that is if they had President Camacho.
That'd be cool.
If they had President Camacho heading the band, then I would be okay with it. Because Terry Crews makes everything better. But
he does.
Now, are they going to be great? We don't know. But as far as Saturday night, there's also we have one of our own DJing the VIP party, Rob Rocks, who is an amazing DJ, and he's really taken this seriously, and he's one of us. So he's going to be a great DJ. I don't know if he'll be DJing after the VIP party, but that's something definitely to look forward to, because he's really taken this seriously. And when it comes to spooky, when it comes to DJs, it's usually a flip of a coin. We've had fantastic DJs. We have had awful DJs. But I think Rob is the first one we can absolutely guarantee is going to do an amazing job. And we all know that the music really sets the mood for the entire time.
Particularly if Rob took my advice, I recommend several songs by Ace of Base, by Aqua, Hadaway, the good stuff.
Dude, if I hear Sweet Caroline one more fucking time, someone's losing a limb. I'm just saying.
Hey, you know what I did? I actually offered to do karaoke for October. I talked to Petey and Gina about it. So I still got all my stuff. If you guys want to do a little karaoke night at the Hyatt. So I don't know, put that out there. If people are interested, the more they know,
No, and there's some of us have been asking for karaoke for quite some time. And since we're just throwing it all out on the table, there has been a reason that there hasn't been a lot of karaoke, because a particular spooky attendee will try to bogart the entire time.
No, not if I'm in charge.
Good. Yay, alpha male. We're all about alpha Matt. Yes.
Anybody has ever seen any of my shows? I did karaoke downtown Orlando for 10, 15 years in metro area and all that. So
Fantastic.
I know what I'm doing.
You know what? Like I said, y'all just stick with us. Just stick with us. It's as simple as that. But yeah, there's American
Molly Hatchet.
Molly Hatchet.
Oh yeah, I do. Absolutely, I do.
Oh, you know
I've
what?
even got Accept. Pull that one out of your classic rock roll.
That's right.
Carl.
Balls to the wall.
That's right.
Yes, Carl. Yes.
What did Carl say?
Someone who likes donuts. Yes.
Yes. Basically, yeah. But yeah, so it's like that's gonna set the mood and everything, and we've got some cool stuff planned. And as Rob was starting to allude to, we found out a secret.
Okay, so and we're out of respect because they asked us not to share, just came up in conversation. We do know that there's going to be like additional entertainment that was not mentioned in the brief descriptions that Spooky has posted on the official website and social media.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're going to give any more details. I kind of got when this show was coming out, I kind of got the feeling that they were going to try to do something similar to what happened last year at the June show, where there was just lots of games, contests, stuff going on.
Well, at that point, that was more Camp Spooky more than anything else.
Yeah, and so I don't necessarily know if they're going to go that route, but I think they're just trying to make this more of a laid-back, fun kind of show with
Which
just
is what
random...
Mayhem usually is.
Yeah, so there's more stuff going on. I guarantee you, some of the entertainment's going to make you laugh out loud. If you, Boris, you're not far off, but it's much, much better.
Wait, what did Boris say?
Boris just said, are they bringing back Mickey and Minnie Mouse? And I'm
just dear. Say, okay.
No, not that I know of.
No.
Not that I know of, but they're bringing something along those lines, but it's much better.
You've already said too much.
I have.
And here's the thing. I mean, and Boris is kind of correct, but here's the thing. I don't think Mickey and Minnie and all that sort of thing is going to happen again, because those of you that were at the Hyatt for that year, you remember the beach balls. And they were trying to turn it into this big beach party, but people were already drunk and annoyed and were getting pummeled by beach balls all the damn time. And some people have PTSD from the beach balls and will probably pop most beach balls on site. So,
I'm buying a whole bunch of them, and I'm going to be throwing at her all weekend.
Then, I'm going to sit with my tea. I'm going to be Kermit and just enjoying the snow.
Come on, Robbie.
No, it's the big vagina blow.
This is why you come
to my knowledge, it's not going to be there. But again, I don't know everything. That
was part of Halloween Extreme. That blow up.
We stumbled across just one thing, and it is not a big vagina you can play in. Aside from my own.
He's got a very big one too.
I do.
All about that 70s bush. Anyway.
Massive gash. Anyway. So let's talk about the DoubleTree, shall we?
All right. Well, the first thing about the DoubleTree, if you guys look on our Facebook page, Original Spooky Guide, we give you a full hotel tour of everything, so you know where everything is, you know where to avoid, blah, blah, blah. That's important. We had talked to a couple of staff members, so make sure you watch that video. And let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, what limited parking? Rob, what's this about limited parking?
First of all, Carl, congratulations on the Letterkenny reference, which I believe is what you did. Good job. I rewatched that episode recently. Anyway, next. So here's the thing. DoubleTree does not have abundant parking. Never has.
That parking lot's kind of small.
Never will.
Yeah,
nope.
Never.
There's nowhere to put it unless they put a garage in.
Exactly. So,
but there was.
So if you're staying overnight, you're not going to have an issue. I've never. Yeah, as long as you've got your little ticket, your card, you're fine. If you don't have it, I'm gonna you're just coming in for the day. Get your ass there early. They will have overflow parking. They always have in the past. You can park at other nearby hotels and walk, I assume.
There is one tip.
Be careful. Do not park at that Holiday Inn across the street. You will get towed.
Okay, there you go. Don't do
that.
Don't
ever do that. From what I've seen, you can park at the Universal garage and walk over. There's they put a bridge up and all that stuff now. So
and I saw somebody mention recently, you can park at Universal. If you do it after 6 p.m., it's free.
There you go.
So if you just want to come
that's
party
important.
for the night,
Yeah, if you want to come just party for the night, you can park at Universal, which is literally across the street, and park for free. Because normally I think it's like $30 or something like that.
and you can still buy a badge because you don't want to be that douchebag that just comes for a free party.
Dude, we will know, and don't do it. Don't make us
be
get
that
up.
guy.
Go spend the money. Jesus Christ.
Seriously, just don't be a douche. Anyway. All right. So yes, and the North Tower is closer to the convention hall. So if you go in, you're checking in. If you need to one particular side, depending if you like it more quiet or you want to be closer to the party, that's up to you. But the North Tower, just keep that in mind. North Tower is closer to the convention hall. I mean, not by much. We're not talking about blocks or anything.
No,
but
it's not like comparing,
It's not like
certain buildings.
it's not like the Hyatt.
No,
Yeah.
Or it's a mile walk from your room.
no, nothing
Dude,
like that. It's
I can't. All right, and one of the other things that, and you could, when you watch the video, you will know this. We talked about the DoubleTree cookies before, many times, and how those are a hot commodity. You can definitely trade.
I didn't know that
services
until
things.
recently, so I'm going
It's-
to enjoy these cookies.
But apparently, anytime you want, you can ask for the cookies anytime you want. That's something new we didn't know. We were told that by a staff member, and we have it in the video. So
you will have to show a room key. You'll have
Yes.
to show a room key. You can't just come in after
Don't
6
be that
o'clock to a
schmuck.
free party and ask for a cookie.
Yes.
You could, but I mean, I wouldn't recommend it.
My God. All right. As far as places to eat nearby, obviously there's always Uber Eats. If you want to go to City Walk, it's literally across the street. If that's Jimmy Buffett's or whatever the hell is on.
No, don't go eat at Margaritaville. Don't do that.
Never.
Yeah, some people like that. That's ridiculous. But all right. So where would you guys recommend to eat around?
Okay, first, Joe just asked what kind of cookies, and Joe, they're warm chocolate chip walnut cookies.
Mm-hmm.
They're good. They're
good. They're real good.
Yeah,
Like I said,
Again,
these kind of cookies can be traded for services. I've done it myself.
I've seen people trade them for sexual favors.
Look at the kind of crowd we're talking about here. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
Just saying, if you want a little
Just saying.
something, have a
Little
couple
something,
cookies on you.
But you're just like, fuck.
It's good damn cooking. If you've eaten them, you know that, if you'd consider it. You'd consider it.
One of the greatest things to do, especially when you have those cookies, and I'll just say the name, Nick Wolf. For those of you that know about, face painting, body painting, he is like the world famous Nick Wolf. He did my makeup for Lily Munster one year, and I got him a couple extra cookies. I have a photo. I don't think I've ever seen anyone's face more orgasmic than him just biting into the cookie. It was obviously he had to change his pants afterwards, but that's how good these things are. They're absolutely top notch. So just FYI. All right. But yes, so the video is there. So you want to double check that. One of the things as far as there's Miller Ale House, obviously, to eat. I think there's Burger King, which personally Rob doesn't like because he found poop on the floor one time. So
actually, I think that Burger King's gone.
Is it?
I can't remember now, but yeah, don't
There's
eat
a
at that
Wendy's
Burger
right there.
Okay.
There's a Wendy's, and then there's
Hooters.
Ale House. There's a Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick,
Used to
I
be a
just want
Starbucks,
to throw
but it's gone.
this link in. This is the link to our walkthrough of the hotel. If anyone wants to watch it, it's also on our Facebook page. So if you just, hell, you're probably watching this on Facebook. So just scroll down a little bit further. Give yourself 20, 25 minutes. It's not super long, but check it out. So there it is. Screen cap this so you can type it in later.
Yeah, but there are a couple of places on site to eat. We really don't have any recommendations.
Super Saiyan, yeah, that's across the street.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan is across the street.
There's
Isn't
a
it?
Carrabba's over across the street as well. There's
a Waffle House about a block away, and if anyone would like to go to Waffle House with
Waffle
me,
House.
Yes, I'm going to Waffle House.
They got a hot pot place over there.
Waffle House.
If you want to go to Waffle House with 2 members of the original Spooky Guide,
Internationally
right there, the
acclaimed. Thank you
privilege.
very much.
You don't even have to pay for my waffle. Or
They watch us in Argentina. We are internationally acclaimed. Get
That's
it right.
right.
We are.
There's a hot pot place right next to Waffle House too.
You got to be careful with hot pot places,
I
though.
love hot pot. Oh,
I have
And
no idea what that is.
But it's a luck of
Dude,
the draw.
So you sit down at a table and they got these little burners and they have these conveyor belts and you take the raw food and you cook it yourself in the salt. Oh, it's so much fun. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you know, some of them don't have a
Mike
conveyor
is
belt.
intrigued.
Some of them don't have a conveyor belt, but they do have like someone will come with a cart and just say, "Would you like any of this?" And then you take it and you start.
Well, that one has a conveyor belt. I've eaten there before. It's
in
awesome.
the future.
It's not as cool as the one out by Disney that has robots that actually seat you at your table and bring you ice cream and all
there
that.
There are no pancakes at the Waffle House. Thank you for your faux generosity. No. I'll buy your pancakes, Rob.
Oh my God.
You gotta go to Waffle House. You gotta get them smothered. You gotta get covered. You gotta get them diced. And you gotta get them shit with the onion.
Hash browns scattered, covered, smothered, and chunked. That's what you're looking for.
Yep.
Whatever. I'm better than that. I got no problems. I'm better than that. So
and, oh, come on, no. That is the best food you will ever eat.
For the Waffle House.
I'm a cheap date. I ain't that cheap. But
funny story about that Waffle House, real quick. My very first job when I was 16 was KFC at the one right there on Kirkman, across the street from Waffle House, and that's where I would go buy my cigarettes. I'd walk into the Waffle House with a handful of quarters, put it in the machine there, back to work.
Nice.
But anyway, go ahead.
I
would never allow that now.
This made me laugh. You and Me Revolving Hot Pot, which is a great place.
Yes,
because they have a robot.
Yes.
Yeah, love that place.
But yeah, K-pop definitely sucks. Jesse, we're on the exact same page.
Yes. Agreed. But and Cheryl just said, if I wanted to cook myself, I'd stay at home. I agree. So that's the argument against hot pot.
But you're not making hot pot.
Waffle House. That sounds like actually a really good time.
All right. One of the other things that we did want to share when it came to food in the area. Two things. First of all, a lot of these, because they are in a touristy area, because they're near Universal, you're going to be getting ads slipped under your door for pizza and whatnot. Never buy from them. It's a scam. Every single time. Anything you get handed or on your hotel door, it's always a scam. Always. 3,000%. But the other thing I wanted to show, and I hope our producer can cue it up, there is a place to eat in the DoubleTree, and the children's breakfast menu. We got a picture of this recently, and this is just, it's too good to not share. It's awesome.
Hold on, pulling it up.
Click, click, click.
I wasn't prepared.
Dude, that's hilarious.
I don't want that.
I don't want that. I don't care.
I'm not hungry. I want to go home.
That's the greatest children's menu I have ever seen in my life.
I'm not hungry.
I'm actually going to be eating some of these.
Apple juice? Hell yeah.
So there you go. The Sunshine Cafe. That's a little exclusive from us right there. That's the breakfast menu. And so that's how you know how to order properly.
Yes.
That's amazing. We're going to be posting that this week as well, just so y'all can save that. And
I absolutely love that. Like, that is perfect as advertisement. Like, and that's like one of those to where, like, you ask a kid, they say that, you said I don't care or I don't want that. Well, here you go.
There you go.
I don't want that.
I hope you're hungry for nothing. That's awesome though. But yeah, so you do have a lot of places, but just make sure, especially because you are in a touristy area, do be careful because there are a lot of scam artists out there. The world sucks. It sucks.
Yeah, it's one of those, if you're trying to look for pizza or something like that, and like you get those things under your door, don't, like you said, don't do that. Like, even if you just go up to the front desk and be like, hey, what are some local places around here and all that, like, they'll recommend you places, and like, they'll let you know, don't get anything.
You got Ale House, you got Fridays on the other side, there's tons of places.
Fridays is like kind of inside of the
other Express.
The Holiday Inn, and it's Fridays. It's not great, but it's consistent. So there you go.
You know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, fun fact: you can order a vanilla Coke, but it's the real. Like, they use the vanilla syrup with the Coke. So just
did not know that.
You have my
Boris,
attention, sir.
Real quick, I do want to address this real quick. Boris just asked, what's the scam? Is the pizza shitty or it never comes? It's actually the worst case scenario is they get your credit card information because you're giving it over the phone. What it usually is super shitty pizza because it's often not an actual restaurant. If you look at the little flyers, you'll never see an address on where you can go to pick it up. Why? Because it's somebody's kitchen where they're just making a frozen pizza and then
From
bringing it.
Winn-Dixie. Yeah.
So it's not just shitty pizza. It's also could be, very dirty pizza. It could be armpit pizza.
That's pretty gross.
It could be.
Well, that was armpit, and then Matt's dog comes into frame.
Hooper, have you turned down pizza before?
Hell no.
I would. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people that just still are out there to scam people. So please be careful. In that, we know some of you, this is their first time at the DoubleTree, or it could be your first time at Spooky, and that's why we are here. We are here to give you the best of the greatest.
They're coming to get you, Mike.
Yeah. I actually, the funny thing is that I know exactly what cop that is. It's one of the ones that works locally here. He is 7 foot tall. He is huge. I come up to like his belly button on him.
You come up to just about everybody's belly button. Let's be honest.
Seriously, when he gets out of the car and I'm like, really, you had to come now?
But and someone had actually commented in the chat earlier, and they're absolutely correct. And y'all heard me talk about this the last time. Lumi deodorant. That stuff that's not just for your pits, but for your privates, for everywhere else. Because this is going to be the middle of May. It's going to be sweat and hot and gross and disgusting. So don't use Axe. Don't use dollar store, whatever the hell that you have to use
your balls. Wash them.
The number one rule: do not use patchouli. Ever. I will kill you.
You heard it here, guys. He smells.
I may or may not have a blow dart gun.
Just for that, I'm gonna
see
buy
it coming.
some and just go by your booth and just oops, the bottle broke and walk.
You do that,
He will reach
Mike?
through the
I
screen
swear to
and
God,
throw
I will make sure you die in an elevator.
That's why I'm taking the stairs the whole entire time.
This is why you come to Spooky, guys, because you get to hang out with people like us all weekend, and that's really what makes it all. But yes,
scared. The elevator's not working.
Sabrina just reminded me of something too. She just asked, she's like, do we still have the Axe bomb? So we had this can of Axe that I got. No, it was Old Spice. And it was one of like the spray ones. And as soon as you pressed it down, it would not stop. And it was like one of the twist ones that would lock. Once you locked it, it would stop. But it became the joke where she would be in a room, I'd press it and toss it like a grenade, and it just goes spinning off into her room. She'd have to try to
well, the funny thing is, we do have a Mischief Night themed party. So I'm just saying.
I don't want to hurt anybody with asthma.
There you go. Just do it by the.
Thank you, Rob. Rob's got my back. Rob, he can make it look like an accident.
Yeah. But yeah,
not
as far
me,
as
the
like,
other Rob.
Not you yet.
Mortician Rob.
Yes. But the convention stuff, I mean, like I said, Wild Bills, they do like free, if they are there, if you have a mug, bring it, because there's like $1 refills on all their sodas all weekend, which is fantastic. And of
hopefully
course,
they'll do like they did at Carib, where they had them out front.
That would be awesome.
Instead of inside,
What's funny is a couple months ago, we had the Orlando Scottish games, or the Highlander games. Mm-hmm. They were there.
Nice.
And had I known that ahead of time, I would have brought my mug instead of paying.
You know you can buy their soda off of Amazon, right? Cans of it.
Did not know that.
Yep.
I'm not carrying cans of soda with me. I'm just gonna go.
Oh, no, I'm just saying. For
outside of that,
you can get. I think it's like 24 cans, like in a flight and all that. You can order it off of Amazon.
Oh. Today I learned. Okay, see, we're entertaining and educational. That's important. But also, so for other, and I do this every year, but this has worked well for me for decades. Oops, I'm spilling everything. All right. We have gone on about these travel packs. Oh, this is why I have the virtual background. There we go. It's like a shoe organizer. You're not focusing. It's like a shoe organizer.
You got to kill your background.
Kill the background, otherwise you won't see anything.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, shoe organizer, where you can put your toiletries, and basically, if you go to Target, Walmart, they do have the aisle. Thank you, Hooper. But you go through the travel aisles. They have the small little things of toothpaste, mouthwash, all that other stuff, anything that you need. This way you don't have to carry a whole big bunch of stuff, a little bit, bring the spooky, and then you're done. And we've already talked about Carpe and all the good stuff that they do, the underboobs and the groin stuff. And because no matter how many times we get on this, some of y'all just smell. Stop it. Please, just stop it. Ugh. Anyway.
By Sunday evening or afternoon, I'll look the other way if you smell like a foot. But
I won't.
If Friday afternoon you already reek to high heaven, we got to hose you down. We gotta push you into a hot tub or something.
No, we're gonna hold you under in the hot tub. Boil all that shit off. All right, but yes, as far as buying stuff,
we'll give you a snorkel so you don't die. We'll give you a snorkel.
There we go.
Mike's the nice
Disclaimer,
one. That's the bleeding heart over
there. Amy, I don't think there's going to be hearse parking. You'd have to get in touch with Spooky to see if they're going to do that because I'm not doing the car show till October. To answer that question, yeah, I don't know about that one.
Okay.
They might let you park out front. I don't know, but you'd have to email them.
Yeah.
And find out because I'm not doing that this time. I'm doing it in
now.
October.
They're going to be super busy for the next couple weeks. Yeah. All right. So as far as I don't know what other tips you guys have. And Mike and I, we always go on about the Uncrustables because they're God's gift to conventions.
Oh yeah, they are. They're wonderful. Just bring like some snacks like that you can keep up in your room. We normally do we'll bring like muffins, even like croissants, like stuff that you can, if you're going up to your room just to grab something and all that, you can grab it. It has a decent amount of like calories. It's good for this not to crap, and it can at least hold you over until you can go get proper food or something like that. But the Uncrustables is great. You can just put them in your pocket, and they're not going to spill anywhere. They're in a wonderful little package. And we'll every once in a while throw like 2 or 3 of them in our backpack.
Yeah.
So when we're walking around, it's like, hey, I need something. Here we go. You got it.
Yeah, especially if you're going to be waiting. Not that there's going to be many lines, let's face it. But let's say you're waiting in line for Millie Bobby Brown. You're going to be waiting a while. So it's always good to stay hydrated.
Those, yeah. Mm-hmm. Bottles of water
Snack
in your backpack.
And it sounds silly, but we've all seen what happens when someone doesn't do it. So that's just,
and I've been there before, and that's why we started to do it.
Exactly. And Rob, I'm sure you're keeping an eye out on the chat. So if they've got good tips in there, they want to pass along to other people, by all means, pin them up.
Yeah, we'll do. I'll just say, we say it every time, but it always bears repeating. Comfortable footwear, that's the key to making it through this weekend.
God, yes.
If you bought a pair of $16 sneakers from Target, that's not going to cut it.
Well, even if you do that, start breaking them in now. I've known too many people that buy shoes and then they break them in at the convention. Yeah. Don't do that because you're going to waste your entire time.
Also, bring a hoodie or sweater just in case, because sometimes they tend to get fucking cold in the vendor rooms. Sometimes, sometimes they're super hot. Sometimes they're not. But
you will randomly get a random cold front that comes through. The year we were at the Rosen for the first time, not the December show, but it was the May show, and like the day we left, we got there on Thursday. We woke up Friday and the temperature dropped 25 degrees. And all I had was shorts and t-shirts. Didn't even pack anything like that. So I had to go to the Walgreens and buy a jacket from there for crazy amounts of money because it was at night, like 52 degrees. And it was like, I don't have anything, like not even pants. Like it was just shorts because it was 90 degrees the day before.
So, and as Cheryl said too as well, hydrate. Exactly.
Yep.
We cannot stress that enough.
Go to Walgreens, CVS, any of those places, and get Robbie brought it up last time, the hydration packs that you put in a bottle of water.
Packs, yes.
Yeah, go get those. You just need to drink one before the show and one before you go to bed. That's all you need.
Yeah, even if you get the off-brand, like the Walgreens brand and all that, you don't have to
grab those for sure.
It's something, and it does help a lot.
Yeah,
especially with a hangover.
Exactly. And that's a big selling point right there. And as Craig said, cash is king. If you can get stuff out of the ATM elsewhere before the convention, I personally recommend doing that.
Yeah. Well, first of all, those ATMs are going to, charge you
out the ass.
Yeah. Your bank's going to probably hit you with a fee in all likelihood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you normally get a $3 fee, $3 to $4 fee from the ATM. Then it's usually a $3 to $4 fee from your bank, and it adds up quick if you have to sit there and pull out money a couple times.
And just a reminder, some vendors will, they might not give Uncle Sam their cut when they if you pay cash for your items. You can sometimes get your sales tax, disregarded, or if they tend to charge it. Sometimes cash will get you. Yeah. Hypothetically.
You shut your fucking mouth, man.
Allegedly.
So I heard in Canada, you do that in Canada, you'll
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a vendor
How they do it in
Megacon.
China.
I saw Megacon doing it.
Yeah, Megacon is doing it. There we go. There is something I definitely going back to the footwear thing for a moment, just to get off the big secrets that aren't supposed to be let out. Go over to Walgreens. This may seem silly, but get yourself some Tiger Balm. These little things right here. If you have sore feet at the end of the night, putting this on your feet, covered with socks, it's fantastic. Your feet will be fine the next morning.
More importantly, get someone to put it on for you.
Yes. Yeah.
IRS just joined the chat. Thanks, Rob.
Even after you wash your hands enough, it will still just, you touch your eye, and the next thing you know, you're like, oh, ow, 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 ow. And yeah.
It happens with hot sauce, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know all about that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but unless that's your thing. I mean, if that's your thing, we don't judge, Some people.
But no, that Tiger Balm, I always have at least 2 little containers.
Always.
All the time.
I cannot recommend that enough. So
yeah, that and then a roller ball of Icy Hot too.
That's true too. I mean, always a first aid kit for any incidentals, because God knows what could happen, and we are a pretty heavy party crowd. So, just saying.
A little bit.
But so I mean, I don't know what other kind of tips we have.
Band-Aids for blisters. Bring a little pack of Band-Aids with your shoes, even if they are broken in, and that if you're not used to walking around as like the amount that you're gonna walk around. It will help in case you end up getting a blister on like the back of your foot or something.
Take care of your feet, because otherwise you've ruined your whole weekend.
Yeah, I bring like double the amount of socks that I would need just for if my feet get sweaty and nasty. I'm changing socks because I don't want wet socks. Yeah. Like they, said Forrest Gump. Make sure you have dry socks.
Yeah. One of the biggest things. Yeah, that's actually really good too, Carl. That's really smart. You're right. One of the things I will definitely very, very much recommend when it comes to the staff, whether it's a spooky volunteer, please just don't be a dick to the staff, because trust me, the staff will go out of their way to make your whole weekend absolutely miserable. They'll hold vendettas.
Don't
be nice to the guests. Yeah. I mean, to the staff.
Yeah. Because it's their job. Like, it's basically, would you want someone to be a dick to you while you're working? No. Like, just.
I really don't have to help them throw people out.
Yeah.
And it's been done. And as you know,
my favorite things on the planet, but whatever.
Yeah. Spooky is a close-knit family, and if you wouldn't want it done to like your mom or your sister, don't do it at Spooky, because you're going to have a lot of pissed off people at you, and your experience.
Not even your mom and your sister. If you don't want it done to you.
Fair. For example, just like, drunk creepers by the pool. Every time, never happens, and they just don't read cues. So it's like you're being weird on somebody, being creepy. You will get dealt with.
Real quick, I did want to share now granted, we live in Florida. So this means practically nothing since this is still almost 2 weeks away, but I do have the 10-day forecast. And it does have what the weather we can expect for spooky weekend. Again, probably doesn't mean jack shit, but
not here.
In fact, when I tell you what it is,
good look.
No. This is the most generic, late spring, summer, Florida forecast you can get. Friday, 88 degrees is the high with PM thunderstorms, 55% chance of rain.
Surprise.
Saturday, 89 degrees with afternoon thunderstorms, 58% chance of rain.
Surprise.
Sunday, 87 degrees, thunderstorms, 60% chance of rain.
Surprise. Yeah. Bring your ponchos. Because we're partying in the rain, bitches.
Damn straight. Rain don't stop us.
I will take it back. I've only been at Spooky 1 year where the rain really was so problematic it killed everything.
Where was that? Where
That
was
was
that?
at the Wyndham.
It was at the
It was
Wyndham.
at the Wyndham,
Yep.
and I want to say it was 2011.
Yeah.
Whatever year it was, they all run together. We had mentioned this before. There are other conventions that are happening, not necessarily right now, but there are new ones popping up all over the place. And personally, I'm going to be honest, I'm hoping that the existence of these cons challenges Spooky to up their game. I mean, I know it's going to be 20th anniversary. I know they're pulling out all the stops to begin with. Just as an example, I mean, SharkCon, which I heard an interesting rumor about SharkCon, that someone we know is a sponsor or something.
Yeah, we are Freak Show Unlimited are now sponsors of SharkCon in July. I did the logo for them, and they will be announcing that logo tomorrow. So, yeah, it's going to be awesome.
See, child star and just look at international webcaster. Come on now, and celebrities. So you can meet him and get his autograph at Spooky.
Yeah. Well, SharkCon's going to be awesome. It's a really cool show. It's mainly, how do I put it? It's like a wildlife type of thing, but with sharks and save the oceans and blah blah blah. Yeah. But Spencer, who runs it, he comes to Spooky all the time as well. He gets a lot of the Jaws actors. So, like last year, it was a bunch of people from Jaws 2. The year before, he had Dreyfus out for that. This year, it's all about Jaws 3D. And so far, he's announced Lou Gossett Jr. and Leah Thompson is going to be at the show. And there's a few other people that they haven't announced yet. He's just now getting into the marketing phase. So that's why I had to get that logo done real quick. I'd put it up, but I'm not going to take his thunder away tomorrow. But yeah, it's a good time. And the great thing is, well, it's in July. I believe it's the 11th. No, it's somewhere.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely be talking.
It's somewhere in there. Yeah, we'll actually probably have Spencer on right before the show.
Okay. I was going to say, while you continue that, Rob, can you pin that comment from Cheryl? Because that's absolutely right. Yeah.
Real quick, also, I want to just mention something. If anyone, I apologize if anyone doesn't like their comments being spotlighted, just because I know I do grab them. Here's the thing. This show gets streamed on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. And while all the audiences can see us, they can't see people. Like Twitch people can't read Facebook comments. Facebook people can't see the YouTube comments. So if there's an important thing that somebody says, like what Cheryl just said, I want to make sure it gets, spotlight for everyone to view. So,
yeah, but no, that one there is super important, especially because I saw a couple of people that said this is going to be their first Spooky. Don't be intimidated. Like I said, if anything else, just see us. Someone's making come talk to us. We got no problem.
Come find my booth. I'm always
absolutely.
We have the Brute Squad, and
we got you. We got
take care of it. But
anyway, but yes.
So where it's in Tampa, and it's at the fairgrounds. So if you guys are planning to go to Spookala in October, it's the same venue. So if you want to come check that venue out to see what it's going to be like, it's pretty cool. It's an indoor place. It's behind the what do you call it? The amphitheater, right down the street from Hard Rock. Yeah, it's a good time. It's 2 days, and it's a lot of fun, especially if you like sharks. And they've got all kinds of speakers and stuff like that. And they usually what he's going to do is, I think it's on Saturday night. I think you pay a little bit extra. They're going to show Jaws 3D in 3D with the cast members there, and you can all watch the movie together.
That's pretty fucking cool.
So that's what they've been doing. They did that with Jaws 2 last year, and the first Jaws the year before. I hope they don't do Jaws 4.
I know this is very attractive,
but they're going to. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, but yeah, we'll have Spencer on more towards July, and when we get that. So yeah, but yeah, go to the SharkCon page on Facebook. He's going to announce the logo tomorrow.
That's really fucking cool, and that's, of course, he couldn't have anything but the best, because yeah.
I try.
But of course, like you mentioned, there is Spookala coming up in October, and I'm sure y'all have seen announcements all over Facebook. It would be
It's
nice.
hard. They do a lot of paid promotion. It's pretty hard to miss them because I know if they're basically if you've clicked the I like Spooky Empire, that's what the audience they're tagging with their ads.
Absolutely.
That's how Facebook advertising
whatever.
works, people.
It would be nice, and I can't remember who exactly coined the term. It might have been Robbie. I don't remember. But just the horror collective, like just the horror con network in Florida, that would be cool. But we'll get to that. But at Spookala is really like going on about some of the guests that they're announcing, and some of these people, freaking amazing. Phantasm in August. I think they just announced. If you're a fan of Trick or Treat, if you remember Rhonda, she's gonna be a Phantasm. It's like, wow, that's something I never saw coming. Fanboy Expo, which
honest to God, the fact that Phantasm's still around is something I never saw.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't think it was going to last a year, but
good for those who are treading water.
Absolutely, man. Because I mean, it is embracing the horror community in Florida, and I'm here for all that in all its forms. But yeah, Phantasm in August, and then Fanboy Expo as well, which I believe is Labor Day weekend, the same as Dragon Con, that most of you know. Their guest list is.
They've got an awesome guest list.
Dude!
They
have Mickey Dolenz.
Turtles one, right?
Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They got Mickey Dolenz, who's like the last standing monkey. Sebastian Bach. I'm there.
Fellow Canadian.
Hey.
That's right, Baz. Baz and I actually have a mutual friend, but that's a whole thing.
And he also wants to fight Chris Jericho, which I find that the funniest.
It's beautiful.
God,
I would pay so much money.
So AEW could make that such a big fucking thing. Like I would be
pay front seat
that
for
pay per view. Like they fight, but then they also sing, and it'll be like West Side Story, snap at each other. Oh, I see. AEW, come! Like I can plan this out for you. I can plan this out.
No one on earth needs to hear Chris Jericho ever sing.
He can't sing, which is why he uses auto-tune.
I like Fozzy.
You know what?
Of course you do. You like Natty.
Have you ever seen them or heard him live?
No.
Okay.
There's probably a reason for that.
That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Production behind him, Fozzy music is fine. When you hear him live, it's like, Jesus Christ, who's killing the cat?
Yeah. And one of the other things, I mean, Days of the Dead is another one that's not necessarily been in competition with Spooky.
He sounds worse than Vince Neil.
I'm trying to move on.
Yeah, and hey, I gotta, like, if AJ says that he's bad live, like, I have to take your word, AJ.
Yeah.
Moving on now.
No, Mike, I got some stuff to share with you that after the show. You'll find it very amusing. But yeah, Days of the Dead, I know a number of you have gone to the one in Atlanta, and they've expanded, so they're like pretty much all over the U.S. now. But I just saw Days of the Dead, and this is in November, so this is a while away. But the thing is, I'm glad the conventions have come back, and we're getting all these new guests, and we get all these choices all over the U.S., chances to travel. I mean, Jenna Jameson, guys, come on.
You piqued my interest.
Yeah. And then, and this is just personal to Petey. They got the Boulay brothers. The fuck. That's all I'm going to say about that. Fuck. I'm not going to Chicago. Give me the fucking Boulay brothers. All right. Anyway. I'm bitter. I've been begging for them for years. But that's also a fun thing. And we're going to go into this more as we get closer to October. But it is, because it is the 20th year. I thought we would just, before we start with the end notes, I did want to just go around and a couple of guests who, ever since you started attending Spooky, you would like to see come back. I mean, Matthew Lillard, obviously, because that man's God, So I mean, who has been at Spooky that you would just love to see come back?
It's not so much somebody who's been at Spooky. They may have been before, because this is our 9th year.
Really? I thought you've been there longer. Okay.
Yeah, next year will be our 10-year anniversary vending.
Okay. Okay.
So,
all right.
But Keith David and Clancy Brown are my top two, always will be.
Yeah, Keith David unfortunately hasn't been yet. He's on my
That's
way.
what I figured.
Yeah, he's on my
But those
way.
are those two. I know Clancy's probably been there, but those are the two that I really, really want to see.
What about you, Mike?
Well, instantly I was like, Joey Emmons, but King that passed away, but that he was one of the best guests that I experienced, and then also getting a friendship with him. That was that. But I'd have to say Dee Snider and Alice Cooper.
Oh God, Dee Snider.
Oh, hell yeah,
Please
both
bring
those
Dee
guys.
Snider
I love
back.
them.
Because both of them, the multiple times that I've met them, every single time it was a different story. It wasn't the same story over and over again. Like last time when I met Alice Cooper, he had
He's a
all his
sweetheart.
print, like all his pictures out, and like everyone was going for like him, like the Trash album and all that stuff. And I'm like, can I get the one of you with the Muppets? He's like, you're a Muppets fan, and we sat there, and as he signed it, he was talking about going on the Muppets, and he's like, by the end of it, you ended up having a conversation, and you're like, wait a minute, like I should be talking to you down here, like while the cameras are off. He's like, I'm still having a conversation with the damn puppet, and he's like, and it took me a while to go like, wait a minute, you're down here now. And but yeah, no, him and Dee Snider, they were
Snider, absolutely.
absolutely amazing,
That would be
absolutely
fantastic.
amazing.
You know,
Like,
I just saw
you
Carl
got
brought up
General-
Lance Henriksen, which was awesome. I mean, Lance.
Yeah,
Henriksen,
Lance was
God.
amazing.
Yeah.
And
I mean, what
Eric
about-
mentioned Johnny Bro, which is
Come on.
Talked to him the other day.
Deacon, yeah.
It was his birthday the other day, and I actually sent him a message on Facebook, and he replied back to me personally. I was like, "Oh, Johnny, you fucking rock, dude! I love him."
We went
He's
to
a great
dinner
guy.
with him. We went to dinner with him in Tampa.
Yeah, Johnny's amazing.
And
Johnny is amazing. We would love to have him back,
oh,
especially.
man. He
But,
was so sweet.
Me and
Robin,
him were going to do a hot sauce together, but Taika said nope.
it's a whole nother conversation. But
Run into the big dog. We had it all set up and everything, but
boy, too big for your britches. All right, so Rob, what about you?
well, I mean, as far as people who've been, I've still never gotten to see Mick Foley's panel. So
God, that you missed out on.
yeah, I know I have. So
Yeah,
I would like to see his panel, and then he really wasn't doing them back in the day, but if they brought back Jake Roberts, I would like to hear Jake.
Oh yeah,
This guy's his voice.
Because Jake's done some truly horrible things, and he'll tell you about them.
he's not ashamed of them anymore.
Well, no, here's the thing. Like, I'll tell you a story. So, does anyone remember Ravishing Rick Rude?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so Ravishing Rick Rude had kind of like a Chippendales gimmick when he was in the WWF. And he'd pull a woman from the crowd, she'd take off his jacket or whatever, or his pants, and then he would give her a kiss. Well, Jake, basically one night it was prearranged that Rick had picked the woman in the crowd, turned out to be Jake's girlfriend.
And
And
I
so
can see that coming
the
back.
long story short of is, Jake had her blow him before he went on, or she went on to stage to kiss Rick. That's the kind of stories you get from Jake Roberts.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of love for Dee in the chat, and Alice Cooper, who of course is just a national treasure. But I hope that when PD and Gina actually do watch this, I hope they take these into consideration for their 20th anniversary. Yeah.
I will also say this.
Don't hold your credit card up like that, sir.
Years ago, for one of the earlier Mayhems, they brought the Warriors in, and I would have liked to have gotten that. I would have liked to have gotten to see the Warriors. So,
Yeah.
throwing it out there. It's a great movie. One of the best.
I think that was one of my first shows.
And that was at where was that?
It was
the
the
Wyndham.
Wyndham. It was the Wyndham.
The Warriors reunion?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
'Cause I
'Cause that
remember
was
I
I thought that was the year
canceled.
that Norman Reedus came and canceled.
No, because that was a Mayhem. Norman canceled it as Spooky. He canceled for an October show. I'm 95% sure. Well, shoot, it's been a while. And they all run together after a while. But there you go.
I'm seeing some really interesting names being brought up in the chat.
James Remar, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, because he canceled.
Soska Sisters, get them back.
Dude, please get the Soska sisters back. They are goddesses. Oh, everything about them is fantastic.
Okay, AJ says May 2013.
Yeah, they all run together for me after a while.
And also, to Mike's earlier point where it's like, well, you can
Corey
wish
Taylor,
for it, but it's not going to happen. I'd love to see Tom Sizemore again because that panel was legendary.
I got a shovel.
I got to bring him back from the dead, yeah.
I got a shovel.
We could Friday the 13th 6 him. Just throw a spike in his chest and let the lightning hit and see what happens.
I'm down. I'm here for it. Okay. And speaking of guests that are like absolutely beloved at Spooky, I mean, we're not going to be able to do anything with her before the show, but you're going to see some stuff from us with her at the show. Bora
Yeah.
Brewington. We love Bora, and she's excited about being
back.
Personally, I think she's bigger than Millie Bobby Brown, but that's just me. I'm just
Love
saying.
me some Bora.
That's right. Bora's fantastic. She's
I may have to
excited.
do a mug of her.
I know. I love her so much, and she makes it a party. She really does. Between now and the end of next week, there will be our official Spooky Empire playlist to keep you all hyped up for the show. We get all sorts of cool stuff there about that. And then, oh yeah, it says something. Say hi if you want. We might say hi back. Yeah, we might say hi back. I don't.
Hi.
Hi.
I'll say hi to you, Waffle House. I'm telling you, we're going to do a Waffle House gathering. We're all going to go to Waffle House.
No,
Okay.
seriously, like ever since you mentioned that, I didn't know there was a Waffle House near there. I will track my happy ass.
Yeah, it's right next door to the Dunkin' Donuts, bro.
Oh,
Like,
Dunkin' Donuts.
It's one of those. You don't realize that for a
I know where I'm
date,
going to be all weekend.
I drove 30 minutes to the nearest Waffle House to take Sabrina to one time. Like, no. Like,
My birthday weekend, they're all going to Waffle House. Fine, be that way. All right, I see how it is. But yeah, especially if you're new at Spooky, just come say hi to us. You know, we'll sit, we'll have a drink, whatever. We're approachable-ish.
Don't be a cheap ass for the vendors.
Please don't be a cheap ass. Oh my God.
Come see
We're going to
us.
put you on blast. Anyone that does that, we're just going to put you on blast.
From now on, yeah, I'm going to start taking names.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What was the name on that card? Okay. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, okay. And then,
names and pictures.
But
Hey man, I was thinking about live streaming from my booth in October. I may do it early. That way,
oh my God.
$5 for that. Yeah, you take
Yeah, exactly.
5 fingers to the face.
But before we ended the show tonight, there was one thing I wanted to do real quick in honor. And I guess I didn't realize how impactful he actually was on the, but Jerry Springer passed away. You know, other than him being mayor, blah, 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 blah. That was a big piece of all our childhood. I mean, would I agree? Y'all agree?
Jerry.
Not childhood, but yeah.
Well, a young adult, whatever. It's someone that you know, it's definitely we're really going to miss. But I figured we'd go around just do a final moment since this is going to be the last show before Spooky. You know, Jerry's final thought, just in honor of Jerry. You know what? There has been so much ugliness in the world the past couple years because of the pandemic, because of politics, because whatever. Every time you step out your door now, you can almost like feel it in the air. It's tragic. And like what I was starting to say before, I wish I could remember who said the term, but like the horror collective, we all enjoy the same things, you know? Oh, okay. There we go. Matt coined the horror collective, you know, verbal trademark. But it's like we all enjoy the same things. We're all the weird kids in the lunchroom, huddled in the corner, away from all the morons. There's no reason for infighting.
We are the Hellfire Club.
Yes, we are the Hellfire Club. He's right. We are all here for the same reason. So I don't know why there has to be ego and this one and hates that one and that one's going to ruin that one. At what point can we why can't we all just get along, man?
Why can't we be friends?
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we? Yeah.
You're welcome.
But seriously, though, life is too short. And we've seen that in the past couple of years. Life is too short for, you know, just bickering and petty nonsense. And it's whatever. But it's just something. It's something we're looking forward to seeing you guys in a couple of weeks. We're looking forward to getting away from reality and actually having fun and relaxing.
I didn't say that.
You know what? Now it's yours. Now it's yours.
That's what was going through your head.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know whose it was, but now you're getting credit. So whatever.
I want to hear a bass line. Come on, Rob. Come on, Rob. No, that's not a bass line, son.
Oh God, what the? Anyway, yes. We look forward to seeing you at the show. Be sure to buy not only us dinner and drinks all weekend, be sure to buy me birthday stuff because it's my birthday weekend. I shouldn't have made it this far, but I did. So buy me stuff. And that's all I got to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that. All right. Well, we want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. This really is the highlight of our weeks, getting together with you guys and just being spooky family for that short period of time before we are together again. There's my eloquent little, oh. Y'all got anything else to say?
I got a shit ton of work to do.
I was just waiting for the fuck you.
I got a shit ton of work to do, but yeah, can't wait to see you guys. You know, it's always awesome.
Yes,
We always
looking
look
forward to seeing
lots
all
of
you.
forward to this. You know, our
Come up
real
and say hi to
jobs
us.
and yeah.
Come up and say hi to us. All right, guys, we love you. We will see you at the show. Be careful, hydrate, pack everything, blah, 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 blah. Watch our video, like, subscribe, blah, whatever, and fuck you.